Inside Michigan basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Abso Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory.
You know, we use the phrase must win a lot in sports. Depends on how you want to look at it for the Michigan Wolverines, but they had a busy week this week. 2 road games, including later on this afternoon at the Kohl Center against Wisconsin. But before they could get to that key matchup with the Badgers, they had to hold serve in a must-win situation Wednesday night at home against Northwestern's Wildcats. John Beilein reminded his club a sense of urgency was needed.
We're really playing for stuff. Something we worked all summer for. We worked all the time, your whole life, to be in these situations right now. So we're all on the same boat right now. We're all on the same bus. We're getting after this thing tonight.
Lone meeting of the year between Michigan and Northwestern. The Wolverines struggled early in this one. Duncan Robinson had 3 clean looks from deep, but missed all of them. In fact, Michigan started the night 0 for 8 from the floor, fell in an 8-0 hole. They would trail by as many as 13, but started to find a groove, thanks much in part to Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman. He was aggressive and scored 9 of his team's first 13 points.
Turns the corner, stops at the right elbow, step back 16-footer, good.
Michigan got within 2, but couldn't stop senior center Alex Ola. The Wildcat big man burned U of M inside and outside for 14 first-half points on 6 of 10 shooting. Michigan didn't hit a 3 until the first half expired.
Tosses outside, one more in the corner. Duncan Robinson for 3, ring it up! As the game clock expires, Duncan Robinson hits his first 3 of the night.
Northwestern led it at the break 29-28. The Wolverines came out in the second half struggling with their shot yet again and turning it over. It allowed Northwestern to build another big lead. That and the fact the Cats freshman Aaron Falzone was red hot from 3, hitting a pair from the same spot to give the visitors a 9-point edge. Michigan would make a strong push as usual, and that included a couple of triples from Aubrey Dawkins.
A 3 on the way for the tie. Got it! First tie of the night, 44-41. Aubrey Dawkins has 6.5.
It would be a back-and-forth battle the rest of the way. Rahman and Dawkins did some heavy lifting for Michigan to push the Wolverine lead to 3. Rahman was sneaky inside, while Dawkins kept dialing long distance.
Behind the back dribble against Skelly. Leaves it for Dawkins for 3. Book it!
Rahman would extend the lead with a gutsy hard drive, but Trey Demps wouldn't let the Cats quit. Michigan hit their free throws down the stretch and found a way to survive. 72-63 the final. Michigan earns their 20th win of the year, 10th in Big Ten play.
Chris said to me, the coach says, Coach, your guys are not only good, they're really tough. That's what we say every day, right? They were tough. 17-4. 17-4. Shots going in and out, shot clock violations, and they are getting layups and open 3s. 17-4. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen as well. And all of a sudden you win by 11. That's a pretty big turnaround. So on short rest, they had 8 days to get. They had 8 days to get ready for you. You had a day and a half. So it's just a terrific, terrific effort by everyone. I've been in a lot of games, right? A lot of games. I'm as proud of that win as anyone.
Every game is important, there's no question, but especially the one against Northwestern. Yeah. Just talk about how your team felt going into the game and maybe why they struggled early on in both halves.
I'm really proud of the team, first of all, because that was as good as a winning we had all year. Given we didn't make shots, we were down 17-4, we're home. We've been there before. We got down early, we didn't bounce back. So it was really good for us. You know, we practiced against the zone for the whole last couple of weeks, or last couple of days, and they came out man-to-man. I think it shocked us. Duncan got a couple looks he didn't get. And we missed a couple, and all of a sudden they were cutting us up with their offense. They have a not as unique. We've seen factions of it before. They're just really good at it. McIntosh is really good running stuff. Ola, we couldn't stop him. So I just love the way our guys battled back, man.
How did your team get the energy that it needed? I thought some guys came off the bench, Dockich, Chapman, and Doyle, and Dawkins, obviously, but they gave you some spark. They kind of reinvigorated the starters.
No, that was big for us, and I realized that we tried to. There were some games I just didn't feel some of those guys were ready. And so we went in at Minnesota, and some of the games that we've won that I didn't feel confident, so we didn't go to them. And the last now at this time of the year in February, I realize our minutes are way up with a few of our guys. We just got to use 2 or 3 minutes with Cam. 2 or 3 minutes bringing different guys off the bench, whether it's Ricky. Just give Derek 2 minutes to rest. Then you try a couple of around a timeout, Matt, and now he's got a 4-minute rest. That's everything to a player like Derek.
Speaking of energy, Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman, 16 against Maryland, 19. Kind of did some heavy lifting for your club early on, didn't he?
Yeah, we're starting to play through him more and more because we like I said, we put this load on Zach. We've put this load on all year on Derek, and Karras was earlier. So we never established that third guy, and now he's been working really hard all the time, and you'll see him a lot more in a lot of actions. Now I got to just work at getting him in more actions because he's got this speed, this quickness, and this ability to get to the basket and find an area. Whether he's at 12 o'clock, he's over at 3 o'clock. Sometimes he's at 9 o'clock. He finds a way to score.
Yeah. No fear either. Now you mentioned Alex Ola in the opening half Wednesday night. He had 14 points. He's limited to just 5 in the second half. How'd you do that?
Well, we tried to change our gaps a little bit. We guarded the ball screen. It could be just a little angle, or go under the screen, go under the hand back. He's not a great outside shooter. He's good. He was great in that first half. He wasn't so good in the second.
Later on, we'll talk with our Al Rose Steel Iron Man of the Week. Double-digit performances in a loss at Maryland and a home knockout against Northwestern. But up next, despite the loss on the road in College Park, Michigan saw some encouraging signs.
Any Big Ten road game is tough, and coming to Maryland, we knew that it's a tough environment to get a win. But we came in, we had a few turnovers that kind of hurt us down the stretch.
There's some positives that came out of it, but you never want to lose games, especially when you had a chance to win down the stretch like that.
Is this team tougher than people give it credit?
I think so, yeah. I mean, just coming here, this is a really tough place to play. I think we showed a lot of mental and physical toughness going down early and fighting back.
Coaches oftentimes take really good things out of losses, too. And despite the loss at College Park against Maryland, a team that is really good, but you battled back. You were down by big-time numbers, double digits. You actually took the lead with about 5.5 to go. What did you take out of a game like that that might help your team the rest of the way?
I think our team realized they can score points if they execute. I wasn't happy with our defense in that game. We were playing a really, really talented team. But for us to put 80 on the board, you're on the road, you're playing a great team in front of 17,000, you put 80 points up, that's really a good sign for the future because, you're looking at this team, all these guys are back. That gives them great confidence going forward.
Mark Donnell had 25 points in that game, second most in his career, a career-high 5 blocks, and a career-high in triples made. What did you do offensively that freed him up so much, not only on duck-ins, but also on those step-back
Well, when you
threes?
have big shot blockers like Diamond Stone, they don't guard on the perimeter very well, so we tried to create some things for him to get open. And by doing that, that was really, he made those shots, and he can make them. He's just not a point in his career right now where we were dialing him up. And we decided to in this game.
Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman had a career-high 9 assists and only 1 turnover. You pointed that out to your club after the game.
There was stat last year after Karras went down and Derek went down last year and Muhammad was out there. His assist numbers were just off. He's getting maybe 1 assist every other game. Val Jordan credit him. He's been working on seeing the floor better. So he gets 9 assists and 1 turnover. Back home in front of his family a little bit. So that's he had some great passes all year long now, and we're, like I said, we'll be using him more and more to play through.
Right on cue, our Coffee with the Coach brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. This one from Kathleen in Petoskey. When you see Rahman and Donnell progress the way they have, did you expect this type of progress during this season from those two?
Yeah, you just never know when it all starts to come together. And this sophomore class that we have now, we've been spoiled with some guys that develop so fast. But we've had some guys like Jordan Morgan that they developed. It was a different rate. In their senior year, they're as good as anybody in the country. So those type of things are going to happen, and we've seen it happen. You see with other players. The guys like Travis Trice, who led Michigan State to the championship 2 years ago. I mean, his freshman and sophomore year, he was just a role player, getting 4 or 5 points a game. Right. And then he became a great player. There's some guys you got to be a little bit more patient with.
All right, up next, when Michigan needed some energy, despite their offensive struggles, they turned to our Iron Man of the Week. A sit-down visit with Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman is right around the corner. Our Al Rose Steel Ironman of the Week for the second time this season, sophomore guard Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman. Back-to-back games, double-digit performances. He shot better than 50% from the floor, and against Maryland had a career-high 9 assists, despite Michigan's slim loss to the Terrapins. Welcome back. That's a game that I know you take an awful lot of pride in how advanced your passing has become and your court awareness. How did that develop throughout the season?
Coaches talking to me, saying that I have to see the floor better, things like that. And so I've taken it to myself to watch film and see where the open guys are at and things like that to enhance my vision.
With the scorers on this team, Duncan Robinson from deep, Derek Walton's ability, Zach Irvin's ability, Mark Donnell had a 25-point performance against Maryland. Do you have to let the game come to you a little bit more than you did in high school, or are you feeling more comfortable taking charge on the offensive side?
The coaches want me to be a little bit more aggressive. Makes it a lot easier for the other guys to get open shots, and I've taken that role. I'm taking that role on well. Not being the aggressor all the time, playing through the flow of the offense, things like that. So it's fun. Your
dad doesn't get an opportunity to see you very often because he's a Division III basketball coach. What did it mean to have that type of performance in front of your friends and family?
It's great. Anytime my dad can come to a game, I love to have him there watching, and I love to have him in my presence. It's just a great time when he's here.
Yeah, he's got a great personality. Tell me a little bit about the confidence you're feeling right now, knowing that at times this team needs your energy. They need your ability and your unrelenting attack ability. This team doesn't have a whole lot of guys like that.
Yeah, just trying to go out there and do well for my brothers. They're always like a family. I got their back and they got mine, so I just take that upon myself to do what I can do best.
You noticed that early on against Northwestern on Wednesday night. It was a must-win for your club, and there was just not a whole lot of energy at the beginning of the game or the beginning of the second half. At what point did you recognize, you know what, it's time for me to start to take over a little bit?
When they made that run, definitely knew that I had to get to the basket and score at the basket. We missed a couple easy threes and shots, and I knew that we had to get something at the basket.
Coach Beilein says that we're starting to run a lot more through you. Are you noticing that, and how much does that help you with your confidence where, kind of stabilize that position as a starter?
It feels good. Anytime that your coach believes in you and has confidence in you to make a play, it always feels good, and it boosts your confidence.
Keep up the great work and stay healthy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Overall, that's win number 20. In the Big Ten, win number 10. This is the best conference in the country. Big 12 and us are right there, right? Best conference, and you guys go out, right? And right now you got 10 wins in a tremendous conference.
6th time that John Beilein's been here at Michigan, and they've won 20 games or more. Now, a lot of people expected that before the season began, but that was because their co-captains, Spike Albrecht and Karis LeVert, were expected to play the entire season healthy. Obviously, that has not been the case, and yet somehow, some way, this team has been able to put it together and fight forward for 20 knockouts and 10 conference wins. How have they been able to do that? Ed Kongursky explains.
Once again, the Maize and Blue have had to dig deep inside, embracing a mindset that a good effort is not good enough. The guys using their predicament as extra fuel to work harder and smarter.
This team is just really tough, and the mindset of this team is always, we feel doubted sometimes, but, it's all about proving it to ourselves and just being there for our brothers.
It's a lot of perseverance. I mean, we know every day we come to practice with the same mindset, same attitude, same effort. And then if we keep playing our game, then, I think we can beat anybody in the country as long as we stick to our principles.
And one of the principal questions is about the mental drain of living with a slim margin of error.
We know that day in and day out it's going to be, tough, hard-fought wins that we're going to have to get. And, the last few games we've, come in with that mindset.
Every team is going through something. Some may be making headlines, some may not be, but you know, we kind of approach it, you know, as if, you know, everybody's going through something. So we can't, you know, just sit and sulk about, you know, what we going through. You know, we got to keep playing. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us.
Michigan trails by 3 to Dawkins. A 3 on the way for the tie. Got it!
We all got the, you know, same end goal in mind, you know, trying to make it to the tournament. And then that's what pushes us, what motivates us.
Coach Beilein reminds his team often there are many fond memories still to be authored this season, urging his club to keep pen to paper and attack each day regardless of circumstances.
We're going to keep writing. We're going to keep, you know, keep fighting and keep playing it. You know, and, you know, with that approach, you know, we think we can take this season a lot longer than it will be.
And in this case, the longer the book, the better the read, with a few twists and turns yet to be written. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kingerski.
Thanks, Ed. The women's story is next. Welcome back. The women's team battled this week to improve their Big Ten tournament seeding position. They were in Evanston, Illinois, taking on Northwestern Tuesday night. And after trailing the Wildcats by a single point at the end of the first, the Wolverines seized control by using a 7-2 run at the start of the second quarter to take the lead and keep it for good. Freshman Hallie Thome scored 22 points on 8 of 11 shooting to go with 4 rebounds to lead the Wolverines. Sophomore Caitlin Flaherty added 17 points, while Sierra Thompson put up 13 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Freshman guard Boogie Brzozowski grabbed a career-best 7 boards to go along with 7 points and 7 dimes. The Wolverines win their 9th conference game of the season, 70-65 over Northwestern. For more on the Wolverines, here's Sarah Van Meter.
While sophomore Caitlin Flaherty and freshman Hallie Thome continue to be Michigan's scoring leaders, the glue that holds this team together on the court is junior point guard Sierra Thompson.
My whole life I've been a point guard, so it's kind of like you have to, you know the plays, know where people are supposed to be. So we're out on the floor, even if you come in from high school to college, that still is in you. So I think I just took what I've been learning my whole life and brought it here.
Thompson set a Michigan freshman record with 75 three-pointers, and earlier this season she became the 25th Wolverine in program history to score 1,000 points. She can score, but her scoring average is down while her number of assists have skyrocketed.
That's just how I am, putting other people first type of thing, or just want my team, whatever I can do to help my team win.
Thompson had 99 assists last season. She already has 147 through 28 games this year.
Becoming a captain, I've learned to kind of think about other people, not just myself. I think my freshman and sophomore year, it was kind of like I had other responsibilities, but it was just like, okay, you just go out there and you play. I think I've kind of grown up like, no, I have to know if somebody has a hot hand, they need to get the ball next, or if somebody's struggling, I need to go talk to them, or just knowing reads and knowing where people are supposed to be. So I think that's something that's changed this year.
Thompson on a drive to the basket. Great dish to Thome.
I've talked a lot with Coach Rico, and we talked about how much I need to improve as being a leader off the court. I think having people listen to you, not just basketball-wise, but just in giving advice. So I think I've tried to step up with that, and I think my teammates do listen to me and take in consideration in what I'm saying, so I think it is my team.
Sierra's team finishes the regular season on Sunday at Rutgers, and then it's off to Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament, which starts on Thursday. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
Thanks, Sarah. So after the game against Wisconsin here tonight, Michigan has just 1 game left. It's a Saturday night jump at Chrysler Center against one of the best teams in the country, the Iowa Hawkeyes, who beat Michigan earlier this year. They are senior-laden, they are long, and they are strong. Can Michigan get it done? We'll find out next week on Inside Michigan Basketball and preview the Big Ten tournament. We hope you can join us. Until then, go blue, everybody.
Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Gardner White, you'll overpay anywhere else.